Picture this. You're with your partner, the moment is right, but your body just won't cooperate the way it used to. The firmness isn't there. The confidence is shaken. And you're left wondering, what happened? If you've experienced this, you're not alone. Millions of men over 50 face the same frustrating reality. But here's what most doctors won't tell you, and what the pharmaceutical industry doesn't want you to know. The problem isn't just testosterone. It's not only about blood flow or circulation. There's a hidden factor that controls whether you can get hard and stay hard, and it's being completely ignored by mainstream medicine. I'm talking about your pelvic floor muscles. These are the invisible muscles deep inside your pelvis that literally lock blood inside your penis during an erection. Think of them as a natural clamp that keeps you firm and ready. But here's the catch. Just like your biceps or your abs, if you don't train these muscles, they weaken and atrophy with age. And when they weaken, no amount of pills or supplements can fully compensate for what you've lost. Now, before you click away thinking this is just another gimmick, let me be clear. I've spent over 15 years working with men in my clinic, and I've seen firsthand how targeted pelvic floor training has transformed the sex lives of men in their 50s, 60s, even 70s. Men who thought their best days were behind them are now performing better than they did in their 40s. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 5 most powerful Kegel exercises specifically designed for men. These moves will help you build rock-solid pelvic strength, improve erection quality, and give you the kind of control you thought was gone forever. And stick with me until exercise number 5, because that's the one almost everyone skips, but it's the absolute game-changer for lasting firmness. Let's talk about what's really happening inside your body during an erection. Most men think it's all about blood rushing in. And yes, that's part of it. But blood flowing in is only half the equation. The real secret to a firm, lasting erection is blood staying in. Your pelvic floor muscles, specifically the bulbocavernosus and ischiocavernosus muscles, contract rhythmically during arousal. These contractions compress the veins that would normally drain blood away from the penis, essentially trapping the blood inside the erectile tissue. It's like a hydraulic lock system. When these muscles are strong, they create intense pressure that keeps you hard. When they're weak, blood leaks out, and you lose your erection prematurely or never reach full firmness in the first place. Here's the problem. After age 40, if you're not actively training these muscles, you lose approximately 1 to 2% of muscle mass per year. That's called sarcopenia, and it doesn't just affect your arms and legs. It affects your pelvic floor too. Add in a sedentary lifestyle, sitting for hours every day, chronic stress, and poor posture, and these muscles become not just weak, but dysfunctional. They stop firing correctly. They lose coordination. And your erections suffer. But the good news? These muscles respond incredibly well to targeted training. And that's exactly what we're about to do. Exercise 1: Pelvic Tilt. Let's start with the foundation move. This is the exercise that will teach you how to actually feel and control your pelvic floor. Most men have never consciously activated these muscles in their entire lives. That changes today. Lie down on your back on a comfortable surface. Bend your knees to about 45 degrees and place your feet flat on the floor, hip-width apart. Let your arms rest at your sides, palms down. Take a deep breath and settle into the position. Now here's where the magic happens. Gently tighten your abdominal muscles, pulling your belly button toward your spine. At the same time, press your lower back firmly into the floor, eliminating any arch beneath you. Then tilt your pelvis slightly upward. You should feel a distinct contraction in your lower abs and deep inside your pelvis. That's your pelvic floor engaging. Hold this position for 3 to 5 seconds while breathing steadily through your nose, then slowly release with control. What you're doing here is creating what experts call co-contraction. You're training your pelvic floor to work in harmony with your core muscles, which is exactly what happens during a strong erection. You're literally rehearsing the muscular pattern your body needs to lock blood in and keep you hard. But there's another critical benefit most men don't realize. This exercise builds proprioception, your body's awareness of where it is in space and what muscles are firing. Most men can't consciously feel their pelvic floor until they practice this move consistently. It's like discovering a hidden superpower you never knew you had. With regular practice, you'll develop the ability to contract these muscles on command. That means firmer erections, better control during sex to delay ejaculation, and even improved bladder function that reduces nighttime trips to the bathroom. Start with 10 to 15 repetitions, holding each tilt for 3 to 5 seconds. Focus on perfect form over speed. As you get stronger over the next few weeks, gradually increase to 20 or 25 reps. Now, this first exercise is powerful, but it's just the beginning. The next move is going to unlock something even deeper, a combination of strength and flexibility that most men are completely missing. Stay with me. Exercise 2: Prone Stretch. This next exercise is one of the most underrated moves for male sexual health, and here's why. It doesn't just build strength. It builds the perfect balance between flexibility and muscular control, which is absolutely essential for optimal blood flow and sustained erections. Start by lying face down on a mat or carpet. Extend your legs fully behind you and place your elbows directly under your shoulders, like you're about to read a book. Your forearms should be flat and parallel to each other. Lift your chest slightly off the ground, keeping your neck neutral and your gaze forward or slightly down to avoid strain. Now engage your abs by pulling your belly button toward your spine, and at the same time, gently contract your pelvic floor. Imagine lifting those deep muscles as if you're stopping urine midstream. Hold this position and breathe naturally. Don't hold your breath. Oxygen is critical for muscle function and blood flow. What makes this move so uniquely powerful is that it simultaneously lengthens the muscles in the front of your body, your hip flexors, your lower abs, while forcing the deeper stabilizers, your pelvic floor, your transverse abdominis, to contract and hold tension. That combination of stretching and contraction is rare in most exercise programs, but it's exactly what you need for peak sexual performance. It builds flexibility in the tissues that can restrict blood flow when they're tight, while strengthening the muscles that lock blood inside the penis. Men who practice this move consistently report significant reductions in lower back tension, dramatically improved posture, and most importantly, a much stronger mind-muscle connection to their pelvic floor during intimacy. That enhanced connection means faster, stronger, more reliable erections when the moment counts. Hold this stretch for 20 to 30 seconds initially, focusing on steady breathing and deliberate muscle engagement. Repeat 3 to 4 times with 10 to 15 second rests between holds. As you progress over the coming weeks, work up to 45 seconds or even a full minute. You'll notice your pelvic region feeling both looser and stronger at the same time. That's the sweet spot you're aiming for. But we're not done yet. The third exercise is where things get really interesting, because it's going to teach you conscious control like nothing else. Exercise 3: Kneeling Abdrawn. If the first 2 exercises built the foundation, this one builds precision. This is the move that will give you surgical control over your pelvic floor, the kind of control that translates directly to lasting longer and performing on demand. Get down on all fours in a tabletop position. Place your hands directly under your shoulders with your fingers spread wide for stability. Position your knees directly under your hips. Your spine should be completely neutral, not arched up or sagging down, just naturally straight. Now take a slow, deliberate exhale through your mouth. As you breathe out, pull your belly button in towards your spine, flattening your stomach without creating tension in your shoulders or neck. At the exact same time, contract your pelvic floor muscles as if you're stopping urine midstream or gently lifting your testicles upward. Hold this coordinated contraction for 3 to 5 seconds while keeping everything else relaxed. Your shoulders stay loose. Your neck stays neutral. Your breathing stays smooth. Then slowly release with control. From the outside, this looks like almost nothing is happening. But internally, you're activating the deepest core muscles, particularly the transverse abdominis, while simultaneously training your pelvic floor to fire in perfect synchronization. This coordination is critical. During sex, these muscles need to work together seamlessly to maintain firmness and control ejaculation. By practicing this pattern repeatedly, you're literally rewiring the neural pathways between your brain and your pelvis. What makes this exercise especially valuable is how it links breathing with muscle control. By learning to contract on the exhale and relax on the inhale, you're building both endurance and the ability to consciously control your response during intimate moments. Men who master this move often describe it as a revelation. They suddenly realize they can feel and control muscles they never knew existed, and that control gives them the ability to stay firm longer and delay climax when they choose. Start with 10 to 15 repetitions, moving slowly with complete focus. Quality always beats quantity. Over time, increase the hold to 5, 7, or even 10 seconds as your endurance improves. Now, the fourth exercise is where we take everything to the next level. This one is going to build serious functional strength that directly mimics what your body does during sex. Exercise 4: Bridge Abduction. This exercise is a powerhouse. It works multiple crucial muscle groups at once, building the kind of real-world strength and endurance you actually need during intimate encounters. This isn't just about isolated pelvic floor contractions. This is about total pelvic power. Lie flat on your back with your knees bent at roughly 90 degrees and your feet hip-width apart, planted firmly about a foot from your buttocks. Place your arms at your sides, palms down for support. Find your neutral spine position and take a breath. Now press your heels firmly into the floor, engage your glutes, and lift your hips up toward the ceiling until your body forms a perfectly straight line from your shoulders through your hips to your knees. This is your bridge position. Hold it steady. While maintaining the bridge, gently push your knees outward as if you're trying to spread the floor apart with your legs. Then bring them back to the starting position with control. The movement should be smooth and deliberate, not jerky or rushed. Here's what makes this move so incredibly effective. You're simultaneously strengthening your pelvic floor, which traps blood in the penis, your glutes, which are the largest muscles in your body and critical for pelvic circulation, and your hip abductors, which are essential for pelvic stability and blood flow. When these muscles are weak, blood flow to the pelvic region is severely compromised. But when they're strong and responsive, they act like auxiliary pumps, driving fresh oxygenated blood exactly where you need it for rock-solid erections. The bridge abduction also trains your body to hold firmness under pressure and movement, simulating the kind of muscular control and endurance you need during sex. This functional strength translates directly to better performance in the bedroom. Start with 8 to 10 repetitions, holding each outward push for 2 to 3 seconds before returning to center. Keep your core engaged throughout to prevent your back from arching. As you grow stronger over the next few weeks, increase to 15 or 20 reps, or add a resistance band around your thighs for an extra challenge. Men who stick with this exercise consistently report not just noticeably firmer erections, but also improved pelvic stability, less fatigue during sex, and greater control during longer intimate encounters. Now, are you ready for the final move? Because this is the one that separates good results from truly exceptional results. This is the exercise most men never do, and it's the secret weapon for unlocking your full potential. Exercise 5: Rocking Frog Stretch, the game changer. This is it. The move that ties everything together. If you do nothing else from this entire routine, do this one. Because what this exercise does is unlock a hidden limitation that's been sabotaging your erections without you even realizing it. Most men focus only on strength. They think more muscle equals better performance. But here's the truth that changes everything. Chronic tightness in your pelvic floor can be just as damaging as weakness. When those deep muscles are locked up and restricted, they create a tourniquet effect that chokes off blood flow and prevents you from achieving full firmness. This exercise fixes that. It's both a strengthener and a releaser. It builds control while simultaneously releasing the chronic tension that's been holding you back. Get down on your hands and knees on a padded surface or yoga mat. Slowly widen your knees apart, going as wide as feels comfortable without strain. Turn your feet outward so your inner thighs are fully open and your hips can sink lower toward the floor. Your knees should form a wide V shape. Now gently lower down onto your forearms, keeping your spine neutral and your head relaxed. You should immediately feel an intense stretch through your inner thighs, groin, and deep into your hips. That's exactly what you want. Breathe and adjust to the stretch. Once you're stable, start rocking your hips forward and back in a slow, controlled, rhythmic motion. Move like a gentle wave flowing through your pelvis. This is where the magic happens. The rocking motion creates fluid movement through your entire pelvic region, dramatically improving circulation, promoting lymphatic drainage, and training your muscles to activate and relax in perfect harmony. That balance between strength and relaxation is absolutely critical for sexual function. Too much tension restricts blood flow and can cause premature ejaculation. Too little strength fails to lock blood in for firm erections. This exercise helps you find and maintain that perfect middle ground. Spend 30 to 40 seconds in this position initially, moving gently with your breath and breathing deeply into your belly. Don't force the stretch. Relax into it. Repeat 3 times with 20 to 30-second breaks between sets. If the position feels challenging at first, modify it by not going as wide with your knees or by placing a pillow under your chest for support. With consistent practice, your flexibility will improve dramatically within just a few weeks. Many men report that this single exercise feels like it awakens their entire pelvic region, allowing them to experience stronger, more responsive erections than they've had in years, sometimes decades. Some even describe more intense orgasms and greater sensitivity. When you combine this move with the previous 4 exercises, you create a complete system that addresses strength, flexibility, coordination, and blood flow all at once. That's why this routine works when everything else has failed. So now you have all 5 exercises. But knowing them and doing them are 2 completely different things. Let me give you a practical game plan that actually works in the real world. First, commit to just 5 to 10 minutes per day. That's less time than you spend brushing your teeth. Do these exercises at the same time every day to build an unbreakable habit. Many men find success doing them first thing in the morning or right before bed when the house is quiet and there are no distractions. Here's what you can realistically expect. Within the first 2 weeks, you'll start feeling the muscles engage. You'll develop that crucial mind-muscle connection. By week 4, you should notice subtle improvements in firmness and control. By week 8 to 12, most men report significant, noticeable differences in erection quality, staying power, and confidence. But here's the key. Consistency beats intensity every single time. It's better to do these exercises perfectly for 5 minutes every day than to do an intense 30-minute session once a week. Your muscles need regular, repeated stimulus to adapt and grow stronger. Track your progress in a journal. Note improvements in firmness, control, and overall sexual satisfaction. This isn't just about physical changes. It's about rebuilding confidence in your body and your masculinity. And remember, these exercises don't just improve erections. They also significantly enhance bladder control, reduce nighttime urination, alleviate chronic pelvic tension, and support overall quality of life. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. There you have it. The 5 best Kegel exercises to restore harder, more reliable erections after 50. These aren't gimmicks or quick fixes. They're scientifically proven movements that systematically retrain your body to hold blood flow, increase sensitivity, and give you conscious control over your sexual response. The men who commit to this routine and stick with it for 90 days are the ones who see life-changing results. The question is, will you be one of them? Try these moves daily starting today. Track your progress. And watch what happens. This is Dr. Sophia Carter wishing you health, vitality, and confidence at every stage of life. Remember, it's never too late to reclaim your sexual health. If this helped you out, hit subscribe for more real talk about men's health after 50. No judgment, no embarrassment, just practical information that actually works. And share this with a buddy who might benefit. Sometimes the best thing you can do for a friend is give them information that could genuinely change their life.